Mickey Stanley leads it off here for the play-by-play. Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul. Hi, everybody. Stanley takes a fastball inside. We're underway in Fenway Park. Ball one on Mickey. Had one hit in 4 trips last night at his first game of the year. Playing center field, replacing the injured Ron LaFleur. Now Cleveland, the right-handed, deals. It is a strike and above the knees. The fastball. 1-1 on Mickey. Hobson at third, Burleson at short, Doyle at second, Scott at first. In the outfield, it's Yastrzemski, Miller, and Evans. Stanley hits a bounding ball toward Doyle. The second baseman has it. Throw to first. He's got him. 1 up and 1 away. Mickey saying before the game that there would be 3 Grand Rapids products in the 2 lineups today. Rick Miller, Mickey Stanley, and Dave Rozema. Well, here's Fuentes stepping up. He's hitting .309 for the season. Batting left-handed against Reggie Cleveland. 1 out, nobody on. Outfield plays Tito straight away. Now they're moving Miller a little bit over to left center on him. It is a ball in close to breaking pitch, low and inside. Third start of the year for Reggie Cleveland. Right-hander winds, delivers. Here's a line shot to left. It'll be in for a hit. Yastrzemski comes over the field and on 2 skips, and Fuentes has a single. Well, Tito now has hit safely in 6 of the last 7 games, including this one. Rusty Staub stepping up. Rusty has a hitting streak of 5 straight. During that streak, all his hits have been for extra bases. 4 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. And he's also scored a run in each game. Batting .265. Man on first is Fuentes. Reggie Cleveland to the set position. And delivers. Here's a ball high to Rusty, ball 1. Last year, Cleveland was 1-1 against the Tigers, and his lifetime mark against Detroit, 5 wins and 4 defeats. Scott holding on the bag with Fuentes at first, 1 out. Staub takes a low curve. It was over, but much too low. 2-0 to count. The bleachers are packed here at Fenway Park this afternoon. In fact, they have a section that they usually leave vacant to provide a better batting background, and that has even been filled today. The wind is blowing out. It'll blow out toward left and left center. But more than likely be sort of a swirling breeze, the same type that we had last night. Fuentes edging off again at first base. Staub waits on the next pitch from Cleveland and takes a strike on the inside corner. Rich Garcia, the plate umpire this afternoon. Shalak, Palermo, and Brinkman on the bases. 2-1, the count on Rusty Staub. 1 out, 1 on, no score, first inning. Final game of the trip for the Tigers. It's a toss over to first, and Fuentes back easily. The Tigers on this trip have won 4 and lost 6. And their complete record in the league so far, 4 wins and 9 losses. Cleveland ready, set, and delivers. Staub takes the strike. That one got the outside corner. 2-2 on Rusty. Boston heads out of here when the game's over also. They go to Toronto, their first visit to the Canadian city. Now Rusty waits on a 2-2 delivery from Reggie Cleveland. Swings at the bounding ball to Scott. He gloves it, throw to second. There's one. Relay back to the pitcher. Cleveland covering for a double play. 3-6-3. It goes to set down the Tigers at the opening inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left at the end of a half inning. Detroit nothing. Boston coming to bat. Well, the Tigers went down rather quietly in the first inning. Stanley bounced to second. Fuentes single, but it was a race on that double play. First baseman Scott, the shortstop Burleson, and then the pitcher Cleveland taking the relay to complete the DP. So let's see what young Mr. Rozema can do now. Still looking for his first major league win. He pitched well. His first 2 times out, he went 6 innings in Toronto and allowed 3 runs and 7 hits. And then the last time out, he went 6 innings at Kansas City and gave up 2 earned runs and 8 hits. Tigers lost the Toronto game, but they won the one in KC. Well, we're getting an announcement here. Maybe Paul heard it. I didn't hear it.
Well, it was just the announcement that Ferguson Jenkins' wife gave birth to a baby girl, no name as yet, about 12:30 at the Chatham Memorial Hospital in Chatham, Ontario.
Well, congratulations. Here's Rick Burleson now to lead it off. He's off to a great start, hitting .372 with 1 home run and 3 runs batted in. Rozema, Dave Rozema, the tall 20-year-old right-hander, winds and pitches, and it is a breaking ball over for a strike. Denny Doyle and Jim Rice will follow here in the first inning. No score. Outfield a little bit to left on Burleson, who stands deep in a closed stance. And he takes a changeup outside. 1-1 the count on him. Dave picks up his sign now from the catcher, Milt May. Goes into the windup and pitches. Here's a bounding ball back to the pitcher, Rozema. Good stop. Throw to first. Got him. A hard, high hopper to the glove of Rozema. Here's Denny Doyle. He has hit safely in 5 straight games and batting .324. Left-hand hitting Doyle at the plate. Another good turnout here in Boston. Here's a bunt tip. The ball is rolling foul over toward the Boston dugout. And Miss John Teskey will retrieve that one. After Doyle, the Boston batter will be Jim Rice. Doyle takes. That's a slider in too close. 1-1. Rozema does not really throw a curveball as such. We'll probably call it a curve from time to time, meaning it's a breaking pitch, but actually it's a slider. Here's a bounding ball up the middle. Going for it is Veryzer. Back a second. Has it. Throw to first. He got him. Good play by Tommy. Going wide to the glove side over back of second and taking a possible hit away from Denny Doyle. Here is Jim Rice, who in the first inning yesterday hit a home run. His only home run of the year. Jim batting .349. Well, those first 3 averages are astronomical. Wind up by Rozema. The right-hander serves. It is a slider outside. Ball 1. Dave works again. The pitch is outside again. Out of a changeup that time.
You see, the first 3 are astronomical. Wait till you get to number 4 there.
I was going to hold that off a while.
Yes, is on deck.
Give him the bad news in stages. Here's a bounding foul hit over toward the Tiger dugout. First 3 astronomical, and the 4th one out of space, I guess. Ball, 1 strike. That's the count on Rice. Standing deep, waiting. Here it comes. He taps the slow roller over toward the seats on the third base side. Rozema has a good change of speed. Now waiting on a 2-2 delivery. Here it is. Rice takes outside. On him with 2 out, nobody on, no score, first inning. Scene of action for the Tigers this afternoon is Boston's Fenway Park. And the pitch, he swings at the bounding ball at the short. Veryzer has it. Throw to first. Got him in the side out. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. That's the end of one. Detroit nothing, Boston nothing.
A review of the day's sports activities and a preview of what's to come. It's all part of the WJR Sports Final. Be listening every night at 11:15, just so you'll know.
No score, second inning. Ben Oglivie will lead off for the Tigers against Reggie Cleveland. On this date back in 1939, Ted Williams played in his first Major League game. Fellow that became one of the outstanding personalities in the Boston Red Sox history.
Now, were they happy to be rid of him in the American Association?
Yeah. He tore up the place, didn't he?
Oh. He began tearing up this league, too.
Here's Oglivie batting .255, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. Reggie Cleveland pitching the right-handed deals. It's a wide one, ball one on Ben. Outfield almost straight away, a little bit to right. Infield back except for that third baseman, Hobson. Ben takes strike call right through the heart of the plate. 1-1. In the Baltimore opener at Tiger Stadium, tomorrow it'll be Dave Roberts. There's a bounding ball hit deep to second base. Knocked down by Doyle. Throw to first. He can't get him. Doyle made a good grab of the ball, diving to his right at deep second. Came up with it, then got on his feet and threw to first to Scott, but not in time, and Ben has the second Tiger hit. Baltimore will be coming to town tomorrow. It'll be Dave Roberts and Jim Palmer. Palmer has been off to a great start. Then on Saturday, it'll be a 2:15 starting time. Bob Sykes against Ross Grimsley. In the Sunday doubleheader, we'll see Ray Bear and Vern Rule against Rudy May and Mike Flanagan. 4 games set for the Orioles. After that, the White Sox come in for a short encounter. Jason Thompson up, and he looks at a Cleveland fastball for a strike. Chase hitting .244 with a couple of home runs, 7 runs batted in. In the 6th part of the left-hand part of the Tiger batting order now. There's a throw to first. The ball hit Oglivie and bounded away, but there'll be no advance. Doyle comes over to pick it up. Ben has to stay at first base. Don't forget that big exhibition ball game, too, for the benefit of Sound Out Baseball. Tigers versus the Reds, Thursday, April the 28th at 7. Strike call. Fastball at her high. We're going to have Billy Bruton out on Sunday on our pregame show to tell you about that big exhibition game. Billy works very hard on that every year. Strike 2 count on Jason Thompson. No score, second inning. He backed him off with an inside fastball. Breeze picking up a little bit, blowing steadily out towards center and left center. Next Tiger batter will be Steve Kemp. Now Cleveland ready, holds it at the belt. And delivers. It is a breaking pitch low. 2-2, the count on Jason. Sort of a murmur going through this crowd here right now, waiting for something to break loose. Throw to first, and Oglivie back in time. Cleveland, you remember, became a starter toward the end of last year, about August. Ended up with a record of 10-9. Right-hander set. And pitches. Here's a ball wide of the plate. It is a full count now with a man on and nobody down. Scott still holding on the bag with Oglivie. George scraping his foot over there in the dirt. Now Ben trying to get a little longer lead. He does not right now have much of a lead. Thompson waiting at the plate on the 3-2 delivery. Throw to first, and Oglivie back. No clouds here today. A lot of bright sunshine. And a warm breeze. 81 degrees at game time in Boston. There goes the run of the ball. Is swung on hit toward Doyle. He'll grab it, flip over to Scott, but the hit-and-run maneuver on the ground out gets Oglivie to second base. Man on second, one man down, and Steve Kemp will be the batter. Steve batting .204, now has 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Game scoreless. We're in the second inning at Fenway Park. Milt May comes to the on-deck circle. Kemp standing fairly deep waiting. Waving that black stick across the plate. And the big right-hander Cleveland takes his set position. Delivers a high fastball to Steve. Ball 1. Reggie set to work again. Pitches. There's a drive to center field. Here comes Miller. Can't get it. Plays it on one hop. Rounding third is Oglivie coming home. Here's the throw cut off by Scott at the mound. Oglivie scores. It's an RBI single for Kemp, who holds at first base. Oh, Steve delivers a single, and the Tigers jump in front in the second inning, 1-0 over Boston. Mr. Kemp finding his batting eye now the last several games and beginning to hit that ball and drive in the runs. Here's Milt May with a batting mark of .342. No home runs for Milt, and 2 runs batted in. Tigers have 1 run and 3 hits. Kemp at first base, a fair-sized lead for him. And May takes a curve into close, ball 1. All 3 Tiger hits have been singles. There's a low curve, make it 2-0 now on May. Hobson wide at third, but in about even with the bag. The Keystone combination, Burleson and Doyle in double play depth. Scott trying to keep Kemp a little bit close over there. Tommy Veryzer bats next for Detroit. May takes it low again. Ball 3, 3-0 on Milt. Now the right-hander, Reggie Cleveland, ready to work, and delivers. It's a strike, a breaking ball inside corner. May taking all the way. This is the 3rd appearance of the year for Cleveland. Started 2 games and completed 1. He's 1-0 for the season. He pitches. Here's a walk to Milt May. The last one was very wide. Well, the Tigers have 2 men on, and Veryzer coming up with 1 down. Carlton Fisk wants to go out and talk with his pitcher.
Tom Veryzer. The shortstop. Veryzer.
Reggie Cleveland makes his home in St. Petersburg, Florida now, but he's from Saskatchewan. First big league action was with the Cardinals back in '69, and then the Cardinals traded him to Boston at the end of the '73 season. Rookie pitcher of the year with the Cards in '71. Here's a strike on the outside corner. Got in just 1 game in '69 and only a few the next year. 1-0 Tigers in the lead. They've got 2 men on and 1 man out in the second inning. Veryzer batting .227. Swings. It's a high fly into short right center. Miller is there under it. He has it. Here's the tag and a bluff by Kemp, but he holds on as the throw comes into shortstop Burleson. 2 down with 2 on, and that'll leave it up to Aurelio Rodriguez, who drove in a run. The first Tiger run last night. Aurelio batting .205. That's his only RBI of the season. He does not have a home run yet. And there goes Mr. Carlton Fisk out for another confab with his pitcher, Reggie Cleveland. Cleveland traded to Boston. He was in the same deal that brought Diego Segui here. Wonder how many teams Diego's been traded to. Quite a few, quite a few. Aurelio fouls it away. That'll reach the seats over on the first base side. Tigers have scored here on the single by Oglivie, the bounce out by Thompson, and a single by Kemp, after which May walked, and then Veryzer flied to center. Now it's up to Rodriguez to keep it moving. Cleveland delivers, and there's a pop-up that may end the inning. Burleson going back. It's in short center. Now here comes Miller, and he makes the catch. Rick Miller, calling everybody off, took care of it. And the Tigers are out with 1 run on 2 hits and a walk, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. The end of 1 1/2 innings. Detroit 1, Boston 0.
Well, the big green monster, the left field wall here at Fenway Park, has been the subject of many stories. It's had a very real effect on how Boston and visiting teams have formed game strategies through the years. The Red Sox, in fact, over their history, have occasionally traded away some excellent prospects to get someone who could either make use of that big wall as a target or play the caroms off the wall. They used to have a cliff at the base, and outfielder Duffy Lewis became so expert at running up to catch fly balls on the embankment, they called it Duffy's Cliff. But Smead Jolly, who played here for a while, and he was noted for his lack of defensive ability, always had trouble. Someone taught Jolly how to run sideways up the embankment, but Smead kept falling down. His explanation was, they taught me how to run up the cliff, but they never taught me how to run down it.
Well, here we go. The Tigers lead them 1-0. We've got a report now from New York, Toronto, and the Yankees. No score at the end of 1. That's Jefferson against Holtzman in that game. The only other game in the Major League this afternoon. Well, here's Carl Yastrzemski, the captain of the Red Sox. The only player who's hit safely in all 10 games to date on this team. And he's batting .421 with 1 home run and 9 runs batted in. Off to a great start, facing the 20-year-old right-hander Dave Rozema. Here's a ball outside, low and away on Carl Yastrzemski. One nothing, Tigers lead them. Another pitch is over, but it's slow, and the count is 2-0 on Yaz. And all around us now, the Red Sox fan begin their rhythmic applause. He takes a strike. That one in above the knees, a fastball. Rozema got him 1-2-3 in the opening inning. 1 ball hit back to him, the other 2 to Tommy Veryzer at shortstop. Winds and pitches. It's a ball in too close, the slider. 3-1 on Yastrzemski. Check of the sign by Rozema. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bounding ball, first base. Bounces away from Thompson. hits the tarp roll back at first. He chases it, and Yaz is safe at first base. It'll be an error charged to Jason Thompson. The ball hit rather sharply, but it should have been caught. Got down on the knee, and it hit his glove, and maybe his knee, and then bounded away. George Scott getting a greeting as he steps in. Scotty batting 190 with 2 RBIs. Infield and double play depth on him. Been quite a point of controversy here since he returned to the confines of Fenway. Man on first is Yastrzemski. Jason Thompson holding with him. Here's a ball outside. Ball 1. That's the second error charged to Jason this year. 1-0 Tigers in the lead in the second. Scott at the plate. Yastrzemski on first base. Nobody down. Rozema pitches. There's a cut and a miss on a low one. Scott's been getting a fairly steady diet of that low pitch. Outfield deep to left on George. Now Rozema's ready. Delivers. Line drive. Hit past Veryzer. Base hit. Here comes Stanley to pick it up. Yastrzemski stops at second on the single by Scott. And the Bostons have 2 men on and nobody down. Let's pause briefly here for station identification. Well, this is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Jay Roberts is good company when you want a friend. Be sure to join him evenings at 11:30 on Night Flight 76. It's a tradition here on WJR Detroit.
Carlton Fisk will be the Boston batter now. He's hitting .290 with no home runs and 5 runs batted in. Tigers setting their infield and double play depth on him. Right-hander against the right-hander. 1-0 Tigers lead. We're in the last half of the second at Fenway Park. Fisk takes a slider low and away. Ball 1. Scott at first and Thompson playing behind him. Yastrzemski off second, and Fuentes will come over to try to keep him close a little bit. Keeping an eye on him. Veryzer is over toward the hole at shortstop. There's a tap foul in the dirt. 1-1, the count on Carlton. Not the warmest day we've had since the baseball season got underway. And slightly on the humid side here in Boston today. One and one, the count on Fisk. And the pitch. He bunts the ball. It's out in front. May will pick it up. He'll throw to third. And they cut down the front man, Yastrzemski. May to Rodriguez. A quick play by Milt as he popped a little bunt right out in front on the ground, and May pounced on it in a hurry.
An excellent play by Milt May. That was a perfect bunt. It had tremendous back English on it. It laid in the grass and almost built itself a nest there.
Here's Dwight Evans at the plate now. Evans with a batting mark of an even 400. 16 for 40. 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in. 1-0 Tigers in the lead. Boston threatening. They've got 2 men on and 1 man down in the second inning. Dwight waits on young Rozema, and he pitches. Here's a ball low. Ball 1. Stanley pulled a little bit over toward left in his center field post. A lot of acreage between Oglivie, the right fielder, and the foul line in right. Now the set by Rozema. There's a strike. Got his slider on the outside corner. 1-1 on Evans. This is the 4th and final game of the series, and right now it stands at 2 victories to 1 in favor of Boston. Now let's see what Evans will get on a 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball in close at the knees, and the count is 2-1. Rozema on the mound, when he looks in to get that sign, he stands very straight. Now he's leaning in. He sets and waiting is Evans at the plate. 2-1 delivery. He swings and misses. Kept that one down on him. 2-2, the count on Dwight. Waiting on deck is Butch Hobson, the right-handed batting third baseman. Scott and Fisk lead off, and Evans takes a cut and misses. Struck him out. Rozema's first strikeout this afternoon. Now that leads it up to Hobson versus Rozema.
Number 4.
Young man from Alabama, batting 167, 2 home runs, one of them that beat the Tigers in the opening game here. And a big man in the RBI department, he has 12. He's the leading run producer on this Boston team. Rozema sets and delivers. It is wide and low, ball 1. Tigers won, Boston nothing in the second inning. 2 on and 2 out for the Red Sox. Now Rozema pitches. There's a cut and a miss. That one around the knees. Scott getting a little longer lead at second. They're not bothering about Fisk at first. He's got a big lead. Hobson looks at the ball low. That moves the count to 2 balls and 1 strike on Butch. He spreads out more at the plate than most of these Boston batters and stands a little nearer the plate than most. Now he waits on a 2-1 serve from Dave Rozema. Here it comes. Swung on a bounding ball to short. Veryzer has it, flips it over to Fuentes. The inning's over. They get the force out on Fisk to end it all. And it's no runs on 1 hit, 1 error. And 2 runners are left for the Red Sox. At the end of 2, Detroit 1, Boston nothing.
4.5 hours of great jazz and stimulating commentary await you on Gene Elsie's Music for Modern. Saturday night, 6:30 till 11. Part of WJR's Great Weekend.
We have a report from New York now. At the end of 2, Toronto 1 and the Yankees nothing. And at the end of 2 here in Boston, the Tigers 1, Boston nothing. Here's Mickey Stanley, the leadoff man, to come up for the second time for the Tigers. First time up, Mick bounced to Denny Doyle, the Boston second baseman. Reggie Cleveland, the right-hander, goes to work, and there's a cut and a miss by Stanley. Mick says he's glad to be back in the lineup. He and John Hiller, the only holdovers from the '68 champions. Fly ball at the right. Evans coming in and makes the catch. Had sort of a false start on that one, and then he came in and gloved it. Tito Fuentes, who singled his only trip, will be the batter.
Number 44, Tito Fuentes. Second base.
Switch batter batting left-handed. He takes the ball in too close. Ball 1 on Tito. Rocks back and forth a little bit as he waits on Cleveland's delivery. Here it is. He takes a strike on the outside corner. 1-1, the count on Fuentes. Tito began switch hitting back in '69. Cut on and missed. It has happened several times before, but it's not too usual for a man after he makes it to the big leagues. Switch around. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He swings and fouls it away. Right down on the screen. Below it. Fuentes originally was a right-hand batter, and the Giants platooned him as a right-hander. Now the 1-2 pitch. Line shot foul down past third base. He reached out on an outside delivery. Tigers got a run in the second inning on a single by Oglivie, a bounce out by Thompson, and a single by Kemp. Cleveland ready, delivers. Here's a bounding ball up the middle. Going for it is the shortstop. Burleson, he fires over to first in time. Good play by Rick. Had to go a good ways and grab that grounder near second base. 2 down, nobody on for Detroit. Here's Rusty Staub.
Number 10.
Rusty hit into a double play. His only turn, hit a ground ball to Scott, who converted it into 2.
Stop.
Third inning in Boston. Tigers ahead 1-0. Outfield almost straight away on Rusty. Wind up in the pitch. Very wide with a fastball is Reggie Cleveland. Now the right-handed checks his sign with Fisk and works again. Swing to say drive to right. Evans going over to his right. Dives and makes the catch. Good diving catch by Evans going to his right towards center field. Taking an extra base blow away from Rusty Staub and retiring to side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the last half, the third. Detroit 1, Boston 0. Pick up the Red Sox now. It'll be Rick Miller, the number 9 batter, lead it off, followed by Burleson and then Denny Doyle. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for Detroit. Boston, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors.
Number 16. Rick Miller. Miller.
Here's Miller stepping in now to face the young Dave Rozema. A couple of Grand Rapids natives against each other. And there's a capper foul. It'll reach the Boston dugout. Mr. Zimmer looks that one over. Tigers scored in the second. Red Sox threatened the second, but couldn't score. They got their first 2 men on, and Rozema held them in check. Line shot to Fuentes. He leaps and gloves it for the out. That ball hit hard, but Tito up in the air to glove it. 1 up and 1 away. Here's Burleson, who bounced back to Rozema on a fairly hard ground smash in the first inning. Right-hander against the right-hander. Don't forget the Tigers are home tomorrow, 1:30 starting time. The Baltimore Orioles come to town. Be out there with us and enjoy baseball. Right at Tiger Stadium. Friday, Saturday, doubleheader Sunday, all against Baltimore. There's a drive to left. It's deep. It'll be off the wall. Chased down now by Stanley. Burleson going for 2. The throw to Fuentes. He is able to slide for double. Now Mickey played the carom neatly, but Burleson picked up a 2-bagger. That is the first extra base hit of the game. And Burleson continues to have a hot stick. It's his 4th double of the year. Denny Doyle, who bounced to shortstop Veryzer. The first trip steps up. Left-hand batter against the right-hander Rozema. Now Fuentes is pulled to his left. He's back on the grass behind the skin of the infield at deep second base. They've got Veryzer over to his left toward the base. Bounding ball foul into the Boston dugout and then right back out. Toronto batting in the third at New York, and the Blue Jays lead the Yankees 1-0. That's the only other game in the major leagues. Until tonight, when there are a couple in the American League. Chicago at California, Minnesota, Texas. And the entire National League is off on this date. Here's the set by Rozema. And the pitch is a slider low. Got a later report now from Yankee Stadium. Neither team scoring in the third inning. Toronto leading going into the fourth over the Yanks 1-0. Jefferson against Holtzman. Rozema's pitches. There's a bounding foul. It's down to Johnny Pesky, the first base coach. And John thereby proving he can still go to his left. One and two. That's the count on Denny Doyle. Man on second, one man down. 1-0 Tigers lead. Swing and a miss. He got him on a high, hard one. Doyle goes down cutting. Second strikeout for Dave Rozema. Here's Rice. Rice ended the first inning by bouncing to short. Don Zimmer using Jim today as the designated batter. He grounds a foul into the Tiger dugout. Well, the dugouts to get more business than the fielders today. Nothing. Tigers leading in the third. The Red Sox have a man at second. Burleson with 2 down. Jim Rice cuts a bounding ball to the left of Veryzer. He has it. Here's the throw to Thompson and pulls him off the bag. He makes the tag of Rice coming down the line. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left at the end of 3 in Boston. Detroit 1, Red Sox nothing. Tigers hold a 1-0 lead going into the fourth inning. Here's Oglivie to lead it off in the Tiger fourth. And here to bring us the action is Paul Carey.
Thank you, Ernie. Benji collected an infield single in his first time up in the second inning and scored the only run of the ball game, coming home on the single by Kemp. Reggie Cleveland into the motion. He kicks and fires. It's outside, ball 1. Tigers have a total of 3 hits, all singles. All 2 inside to Oglivie. Red Sox have a single and a double. Thompson and Kemp will follow here in the Tiger fourth inning. There's a strike called on Benji. Oglivie leading the Tigers in RBIs with 11. Kemp now with 9. There's a ground ball to the left side. In the hole with it is Burleson across the diamond in time to get Oglivie. Good backhand stop by Burleson at short. Well, there's 1 out in the Tiger fourth inning, and that'll bring up Thompson. Jason bounced out to Doyle at second, his first time up.
Jason Thompson. First base, Thompson.
Taking time, settling himself in the batter's box, adjusting the batting glove. There's a motion by Cleveland and the pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. Ball 2 outside. Jason takes a lot of pitches. He leads the Tigers in bases on balls this year, having walked a total of 9 times. The windup, the 2-0 pitch to him. Swung on, fly ball, deep center field. Miller goes back. He looks up. That may be gone. It's gone. A home run to straightaway center field. That got up in the breeze and carried right out into that bleacher section that is often left open and empty in dead center field. Number 3 for Jason Thompson in the home run category. The Tigers lead it 2-0. Now, that homer by Thompson will send a free case of Superior potato chips to the Children's Ward of Lafayette Clinic. Remember, Superior potato chips contain no additives or preservatives. Superior potato chips are a completely natural food. Oh, he rode one out of here to straightaway center field. Miller took a couple of steps back, then stopped and just turned his back on the diamond and watched it go into the bleachers. Here's Steve Kemp. Low for ball one to Steve. Steve singled in the first Tiger run in the second inning. The pitch, check swing, but it's a strike. There's the windup. Kemp bounces a foul to the right side of the plate. A ball and 2 strikes on Steve. Well, now there are 4 Tigers with 3 home runs apiece. Staub, Oglivie, Kemp, and Thompson. Kemp with that dark-hued bat. Pitch is swung on and tapped right at the plate. It's a fair ball, says umpire Rich Garcia, and the tag will be made at the plate. Kemp did not even attempt to run. He thought it was a foul ball. Hatfield has come down from his third base coaching spot. Now walks in toward the plate, still pointing. Garcia pointed fair, and he's telling Hatfield, get back to your coaching box. Kemp did not leave the plate. Fisk fielded the ball right out in front of the plate, inches in front of the plate, and turned around and realized Kemp hadn't run, so he just made the tag. Unassisted to the catcher. 2 out here in the 4th inning. Bases empty. Milt May at the plate. Strike called on Milt. May walked his first time up. The pitch from Cleveland bounced foul over into the Boston dugout. May hitting .342. Has hit safely in the last 6 Tiger games, or his last 6 games. The windup by Milt, or rather by Cleveland. It's low and inside. Well, the postgame show, in addition to a check of the scoreboard, we'll have some comments by Milt May on how the Tigers have been doing so far this year. There's another one low and in the dirt, low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on May. Well, Milt has caught all but 2 of the Tiger games so far. The pitch from Cleveland. Ball 3. He's ahead of him with a 2-strike count. The last 3 have been low and inside. Thompson's home run with the bases empty here in the 4th inning, giving the Tigers a 2-0 lead. Swing and a drive to right field. That'll be in for a base hit. Evans over to his right to cut it off, and May is on with a single. Milt continuing to hit strongly. That'll bring up Tommy Veryzer, who flied to center his 1 trip to the plate today. Well, later score in now from Yankee Stadium. The Blue Jays have picked up a couple of runs in the 4th inning. The old Yankee, Otto Velez, hit a 2-run homer, his 3rd of the year, giving Toronto a 3-0 lead over New York. There's the pitch. Veryzer takes outside. Ball 1. Well, Velez has beaten the Yankees already with a home run this year. Beaten the Tigers with a home run this year. The set. And the pitch to Veryzer. He swings a bouncer to short. Burleson has it. He goes to Doyle for the 4th. On May at second base, and that's all for the Tigers in the 4th inning. But the Tigers add a run on the homer by Thompson. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 Tiger left. After 3.5 innings of play, it's Detroit 2, Boston nothing. Well, Dave Rozema with a 2-run lead now gets set to face the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Helicopters are back over downtown Boston. Boy, they were really in the air here on Monday for the finish of the marathon. Carl Yastrzemski will lead off the Boston 4th inning. He led off the 2nd inning and ripped a bouncer off Thompson for an error. A real hard smash that handcuffed Jason, but he was tagged with an error. Rozema fidgeting around on the mound. Now looks in, getting the sign from May. Into the windup. The pitch to Yaz. Low for ball one. Dave has struck out 2, has not walked any. Seeking his first major league victory. The pitch to Yaz outside, 2-0. Well, Rozema's gone 6 1/3 and 6 innings in his first 2 major league starts at Toronto and Kansas City, without a decision either time. Strike called on Yaz. Got one in above the knees that time. On deck is George Scott. Yastrzemski knocks in the air, takes strike 2. Three-time American League batting champion. His last title came in 1968 when he hit just barely over 300, 301. The pitch to Yastrzemski inside, full count. He has won his batting titles with not very high batting averages. 321, 326, then 301. Here's the 3-2 pitch to him. Swung on and bounced to first. Thompson with a big hop will make the play unassisted, retiring Yastrzemski. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Mark Avery takes it nice and easy from his vantage point in the music hall. Afternoons from 3 to 6. It's a tradition here on WJR Detroit.
Here's the boomer, George Scott, at the plate. He singled past the glove of Veryzer into center field in the second inning. One of the 2 Boston hits off Rozema. Rozema ready, delivers. There's a little squibber toward Thompson, knocked down, wide of the bag. The flip to Rozema. He makes the play at first to retire Scott. Good play by Jason, who ranged wide to his right, dove for the ball, knocked it down, and while he was still on the ground, flipped it to Rozema. So they're 2 down on the Boston 4th. And that'll bring up Carlton Fisk. Fisk managed to stay healthy through most of last season. He's been plagued by injuries. But he got in 134 games last year. On the corner for a called strike. Year before, he missed 63 games with a broken right arm, broken by a Fred Holsworth pitch. And in 74, he played in only 52 games. Ground ball foul beyond the Tiger dugout. Two strikes on Carlton Fisk. Rozema getting the sign from May. Into the windup, the pitch. It's a ball outside. First Tiger Day of the season coming up this Saturday afternoon with the Orioles in town at 2:15 start time. The pitch to Fisk. He swings and misses. Struck him out, and that's all for the Red Sox as they go down 1-2-3 in the fourth inning. After 4 innings of play, it's the Tigers 2, the Red Sox nothing. Wanted to mention the Tiger Days just to refresh your memory about them. They are indeed special bargain days. Women of all ages, boys 14 and under, and all senior citizens admitted to the upper deck at Tiger Stadium for just 75 cents apiece. Seating on a first-come, first-served basis. The first such Tiger Day coming up this Saturday with the Orioles. Here's Rodriguez to lead off the 5th inning for the Tigers. The pitch to Aurelio. He swings, fly ball, lifted to right field. Evans going back. So is Miller. It may get up the gap. Miller makes a fine running catch just in front of the Boston bullpen. That ball got up and carried very well. Miller, who is an excellent glove man, displayed it once again. Made a backhanded stab of that ball. Got there before Evans did. Just a couple of strides in front of the bullpen wall. One down in the Tiger fifth inning. The batter, Mickey Stanley. Mickey 0 for 2 against the right-hander Cleveland. Mickey does not pull right-handers very well. The pitch popped to the right side. Foul, maybe caught. Scott over near the Boston dugout. Is under it. Has trouble. Can't get it. It dropped behind him. Misjudged it. He waited, then turned around, stumbled because it fell behind him. Well, Scotty is having his problems this year. He's happy to be back in Boston, but a lot of the Bostonites are not so happy he's back. Still makes the plays there at first base. Normally, the pitch to Stanley. Outside. Ball and a strike on Mickey. Ron LaFleur is still unable to grip a bat after jamming his ring finger in his right hand. There's ball 2, low and away. A windup by Cleveland. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on and popped in the air in behind short. Burleson now on the outfield grass, backing up, makes the catch. There are 2 down in the Tiger fifth inning. Later score from Yankee Stadium. The Yankees got on the board with a run off Jesse Jefferson. It's 3-1 Toronto now after 4 innings of play. Here's Tito Fuentes. 1 for 2 for Tito. He singled his first trip to the plate. Bounced out to short the last time. Ground ball foul into the Boston dugout. Tigers in front 2-0 here in the top of the fifth inning. Tigers with 5 hits. The Red Sox have 2. Inside for ball 1. Tigers got a run in the second inning on a single by Oglivie, a ground out by Thompson, then a single by Kemp. Thompson homered in the fourth for the other run. There's a foul to the screen. A ball and 2 strikes on Fuentes. Tito has now hit safely in 6 of his last 7 games. Cleveland ready, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive down the right field line. It is hooking foul just into the seats. Only about 4 feet foul. And shy of the foul pole down that short right field line. The wall juts out very drastically, very deep beyond the foul pole. But it is short right down the line, just 302 feet. Quickly gets out to about 370. There's a looper toward left field. Yastrzemski coming on. He makes the catch. And that's all for the Tigers in the fifth inning. They go out 1-2-3. The Red Sox come to bat in their half. It's Detroit 2, Boston nothing. Well, the American League schedule this year sure is different. They, with the addition of the 2 expansion clubs, uneven scheduling amongst the teams. A lot of doubleheaders already on the schedule before any such made necessary by rainouts. The Red Sox, in fact, last week had 3 days off in the schedule, and the Players Association rules now say that you cannot have 3 off days in 1 week's time. So they had to cook up something for a day and had an exhibition game against the college team. There's a bunt by Evans toward third. Rodriguez guns. He got him. What a play by Aurelio. Well, Dwight Evans, leading off the fifth inning, tried to bunt his way on and almost was successful. But for the gold glove of Aurelio Rodriguez. 1 down in the fifth inning. That'll bring up Butch Hobson. Well, the Red Sox, a week ago Monday, wound up playing an exhibition game here with Northeastern University just to fill the void. There's a strike called on Hobson. Butch bounced into a fourth in the second inning. Hitting 162, but contributing 12 RBIs so far. Swing and a miss by Hobson. One out, nobody on. Last of the fifth inning. The pitch from Rozema. A grounder foul over to the Tiger dugout. As Ernie pointed out earlier, the dugouts have indeed been busy receiving baseball. Wind blowing out toward left field, actually kind of from the right field corner across toward the left field corner now. Pretty stiff breeze today. The pitch is swung on and missed. He struck him out. Strikeout number 4 for Rozema. Dave, in his first 2 years of professional baseball, really displayed an outstanding strikeout base on balls ratio. .221 strikeouts, only 47 walks in 290 minor league innings. There's a pitch high, ball one on Rick Miller. So far in the majors, Dave has struck out 12 and walked 3, counting the action here today. The pitch, just outside, 2-0. Two out, nobody on. Bottom of the fifth inning, the Tigers lead the Red Sox 0-0. The windup by Rozema. Miller swings, bounces one toward first. Foul just outside the bag, gloved by Thompson. Boston Riders up here last year tabbed Rick Miller the comeback player of the year. Played all 3 outfield spots at various times for the Red Sox and hit a sound, solid 283. He swings. There's a drive to center field. Stanley right there. Pounds the mitt, makes the catch. And that's all for the Red Sox in the fifth inning. After 5 innings of play, it's the Tigers 2, the Red Sox 0.
Hi, I'm Ernie Harwell, and I'm here with a couple of competitors in the Chrysler Plymouth Dealers Honorary Tiger Bat Boy Contest. Paul, how does this thing work?
Well, any boy or girl between 8 and 14 can sign up at any participating Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Provided they're accompanied by a licensed driver 18 or older.
That's right. And there's no obligation for signing up.
Then 22 Bat Boys will be picked on June the 2nd. Right, Katie?
Right, 22 winners. One from each Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
And everyone who signs up gets a free Tiger iron-on patch.
Great. Well, that about does it. So, kids, grab your parents and stop into any participating Chrysler Plymouth dealer between April 18th and May 27th. And sign up for the Tiger Bat Boy Contest. Thank you, Katie and Paul. And this is...
Oh, there's one more thing.
Yes, Katie?
Shouldn't that be that person?
Well, anyway, see your participating Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer soon.
Well, play held up just a little bit here before the 6th inning begins. Rick Miller tying a shoelace out in center field. Here's Rusty Staub to lead off the 6th of the Tigers. Rusty hitless in 2 trips. Robbed of an extra base hit on a great diving catch in right field by Dwight Evans in the 3rd. Strike called on Rusty. Rusty has hit in 5 straight Tiger games. Reggie Cleveland delivers outside. Ball 1, strike 1. Well, in the opener of the 4-game set with Baltimore tomorrow afternoon, we'll see the Cy Young Award winner of last year, Jim Palmer, on the mound for Baltimore. Dave Roberts to go for the Tigers. Staub takes low. 2-1 on him. Bob Sykes, the rookie Tiger left-hander, will be starting on Saturday afternoon against Ross Grimsley. There's a foul out of play to the left side behind the Tiger dugout. For the doubleheader on Sunday, the probable starters are Vern Rule and Ray Bear for the Tigers, with Rudy May and Mike Flanagan set for Baltimore. There's a windup by Cleveland. The pitch is swung on, a bouncer to the right side. Second baseman Doyle knocks it down, has trouble, and safe at first is Staub. The ball got away from him a little bit as he knocked it down and didn't handle it well, and dove for the ball to try to make the flip to Scott, and he didn't get there in time. So Staub is safe on the error, charged to second baseman Doyle. And that brings up Ben Oglivie. The Tigers lead 2-0. Got a run in the second on the run-producing single by Steve Kemp. After Oglivie had led off the inning with an infield single and moved to second on Thompson's hit-and-run bounce out to the right side. Then Thompson homered with one down, nobody on in the fourth inning to make it 2-0. And that's where we stand now in the top of the sixth inning. Staub at first. A stretch by Cleveland. The pitch to Benji. He swings, bounces one down the first baseline, foul just outside the bag. Scott gloving it near the bag. Oglivie 1 for 2 today. Cleveland taking his time now, getting the sign from Fisk. Looks to first. Holds at the belt. Here's the pitch to Oglivie. It gets by Fisk. Rolls to the backstop. Staub will move up to second. I'll wait for the call from the official scorer. It's a wild pitch. Charged to Reggie Cleveland. Well, the Tigers have a runner in scoring position with nobody down here in the sixth inning. Tigers are now 4-6 on this road trip. They'll be heading home after the game today for a 6-game homestand, and it will be great to get back to Tiger Stadium. We've only had 3 games there right at the outset of the season, and this has indeed been a long road trip. The Tigers will be home now for most of the next 3 weeks. 1-1 on Oglivie. We'll look back to Staub at second. And the pitch from Cleveland. Swung on. There's a hard smash on one hop to Doyle. He looks at Staub going to third. Has only one play, and that's at first, where he retires Oglivie. Rusty moving on the swing of the bat. Takes third. He's in scoring position there with one down, and Jason Thompson moving into the plate. Well, Thompson did a long tape measure job here in the fourth inning. Straight over the head of Rick Miller, the center fielder, and up into the bleachers above the speaker system at Fenway. Cleveland now looks at third at Staub. Set and delivers. Check swing by Thompson. It's low and outside. The pitch to Jason. Outside. That one almost got by Fisk. 2-0 on Thompson. Jason hitting .256. 3 homers, 8 RBIs. Hope you'll join us at Tiger Stadium for the special Sandlot Benefit Exhibition game. Thursday night at 7 o'clock, the world champion Cincinnati Reds. There's a hard smash into center field. A base hit ripped past the mound. Staub will trot in to score the Tigers' third run of the ball game. 3-0 Detroit. As Thompson really ripped that one, almost took off the shoulder of Cleveland. He gets his second RBI. And is at first base with one down, Steve Kemp, the batter. Steve singled in a run in the second inning, and then grounded out right in front of the plate, retired unassisted by Fisk in the fourth inning. Thompson with the short lead at first. The pitch to Kemp. Swung on, fly ball, lifted to center field, medium depth. Miller is under it, now backs up a couple of steps, makes the catch. And going back to first is Thompson. That ball got up and carried a little bit, too. Miller stayed at his position for a second or so, then decided he had to back up. He wound up backing up about 5 or 6 strides. So there are 2 down now with Thompson at first. A run in here in the Tigers' 6th inning, and Milt May will be the batter. Milt has walked and singled to right. May hitting .359 at the moment. The pitch from Cleveland swung on. There's a looper toward right field. It'll drop in for a base hit. Thompson looks over his shoulder, heads for third. Evans with a throw, cut off. No, it gets all the way through, past the cutoff man, Burleson, and right to third base, but in safely is Thompson. On the single to right by Milt May. Tom Veryzer will be the batter, and we've got activity now in the bullpen for Boston. Looks like Tom Murphy warming up out there. Veteran right-handed relief pitcher. Tigers have scored a run on an error and a couple of singles and a wild pitch here in the 6th inning. They pitched to Veryzer. Oh, sits him down in the dirt. And out of the way of that one. May at first, Thompson at third. The stretch by Cleveland. And the pitch to Tommy. He checks his swing. It's outside, ball 2. Now, Bill Lee, the left-hander, has joined Murphy out in the bullpen. Lee came on, did a fine job in the opener of this 4-game series in relief. The 2-0 pitch swung on and bounced foul off the instep at the plate. Three runs, 7 hits for the Tigers. No runs, 2 hits for the Red Sox. We're in the top of the 6th inning. 3-0 Tigers. Now Cleveland, glancing over the shoulder at first base, is ready. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, a fly ball down the left field line. It may go foul. Yastrzemski in the corner, and we can't see what happened. It's a foul ball, and apparently he didn't get it. No way. He disappeared from view. May have hit the wall down in there. Foul, just foul. Now everybody comes back. It's a 2-2 count now on TV. Veryzer 0 for 2 today. Warm, windy, and somewhat humid day in Boston. There's a high stretch by Cleveland. The 2-2 pitch, swung on, fly ball to left field. Yastrzemski goes back near the wall, near the scoreboard. He'll have the room, makes the catch. Now, Veryzer sent him right in front of the scoreboard that time for his long fly ball. The Tigers are retired in the 6th inning, but they pick up 1 run on 2 hits, 1 Boston error, and 2 runners were left on base. So the Red Sox come to bat in their half of the 6th inning. It's now the Tigers 3, the Red Sox nothing.
And Bob McDaniel.
It'll be the top of the batting order to face Dave Rozema here in the Boston 6th inning. Rick Burleson, Denny Doyle, and Jim Rice. Tigers are going to have their first autograph day of the year coming up this Sunday prior to the doubleheader with the Orioles. There'll be 8 Tigers, 2 at each of 4 different locations around the grandstand, 2 in the upper deck, 2 in the lower. And they'll start signing for fans, gloves, autograph books, whatever, from 12:20 p.m. until 12:50, a period of a half hour. So if you'd like to get some autographs from the Tigers on Sunday, come out early. It starts about 20 minutes after 12. Here's Burleson, the Rooster, leading it off for Boston. He is 1 for 2, has a double. A little high for ball 1. Burleson hitting a solid .378. Dave Rozema has pitched an excellent ball game so far. The pitch to Burleson on the corner for a strike. 1-1. Dave, as fan 4, has not walked anybody. Into the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Inside, 2-1. Now the windup by Rozema. Burleson takes the strike on the outside corner, outside and low. Good pitch by Rozema. Well, they moved Burleson into the leadoff spot about mid-season last year, and he responded, hitting .340 after that point. Ground ball foul off the facing of the box seats just beside the Boston dugout. Burleson had a series of nagging injuries last year, and despite that, missed only 6 Boston games, playing while injured. 2-2 count on him, leading off the 6th inning for Boston. He swings a bouncer to first. Thompson down on one knee to glove it. He'll make the play unassisted on Burleson to retire the Roosters. There's Denny Doyle. Well, Denny has bounced out to short and struck out.
Doyle.
Young man from Louisville. Better not be using an Adirondack bat, huh? The pitch from Rozema. It's a strike. Now Dave into the windup. The kick, the pitch is bounced off the foot. Ooh, that stung. The Tigers have scored in alternate innings in this ball game. One in the second on the single by Steve Kemp, one in the fourth on Thompson's home run, and one in the sixth on the run-producing single by Thompson. And Rozema has kept the Red Sox pretty much in check. Their biggest threat came in the second inning when Yastrzemski led off safe on an error by Thompson, moved second on the single by Scott, and tried to reach third, but was cut down on a force out. A bouncer to the right side. Over in the hole goes Fuentes. He gloves it, flips to Thompson to get Doyle. Now they're 2 down in the 6th inning. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Jimmy Lawrence buries the blahs with funshine and frivolity. Join in mornings from 10 till noon. It's a tradition here on Radio 76, WJR Detroit.
Here's Jim Wright. He's been induced by Rozema to bounce out to short twice. Dave delivers, low and away. Oh, he caught the corner. I'm calling him too quick, and Rice is shaking his head down at the plate. Called strike by plate umpire Rich Garcia. The pitch from Rozema swung on, a bouncer to short again, and deep in the hole. A good play by Veryzer. He throws, got him at first base. That ball almost got into center field. Tommy just barely gloved that ball racing behind second and throws Rice out at first. So the Red Sox are retired in order for the 3rd straight inning. And after 6 innings of play, it's the Tigers 3, the Red Sox nothing. We played 6 innings here at Boston's Fenway Park. The Tigers lead it 3-0 with Aurelio Rodriguez stepping in to lead off the 7th and back to lead off the 7th with the play-by-play. Here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul Carey. Hi again, everybody. Aurelio waiting, and Cleveland delivers the ball outside, the breaking pitch wide. Rodriguez has done the same thing each time. He's fly to Miller in center field. He takes the ball low. 2-0 on Aurelio. Big blow of the ball game, a home run to deep center field off the bat of Jason Thompson. His third homer of the year came with nobody on to the fourth inning. Here's the motion in the pitch. He backed away inside for ball three. The other Tiger runs, a single by Oglivie, went to second on the bounce out by Thompson, came in on Kemp's single. And then Staub reached first base on an error by Doyle, took second on the wild pitch, went to third on a bounce out, and scored on a single. Here's a ball outside, and Rodriguez gets the base on ball. That's only the second walk of Reggie Cleveland.
Number 24.
Top of the batting order, Mickey Stanley coming in by the Tigers. Stanley has gone 0 for 3. Bill Lee working in the Boston bullpen again. They had Murphy, the right-hander, up earlier. Stanley's bounced the second fly to right and popped to shortstop. We're in the seventh inning, and the Tigers lead in the final game of this trip, 3-0. Rozema and Cleveland, the two starters, have gone all the way. Now here's Stanley waiting on Reggie Cleveland. The set, the pitch. He bunts the ball. It's foul back of the plate. The Yankees are batting in the last half of the sixth inning in New York, and Toronto leads New York 3-1. Velez contributed a two-run homer in that game. Jefferson, the Toronto pitcher, the New York starter, Holtzman. That's the only other game in the daytime in the majors. There are two night games, both in the American League. It's a pitch out, but nothing happens. Stanley didn't offer. Rodriguez held on at first base. The night games in the American League, Minnesota, Texas, and Chicago at California. Warm, windy, sunny afternoon in Boston. The final game of a four-game set here. The Red Sox lead it so far, 2 victories to 1. Now Reggie Cleveland into action again, holds it at the belt, delivers, and Stanley swings away and fouls it back toward the press box. Well, they took the bunt off on that pitch, and Mickey took a full cut. Thompson's had a couple of hits for the Tigers. Mays had a couple. They have a hit total of 7. Boston has 2 hits so far. Now Cleveland is ready again and delivers. It's a swing and a drive deep to left field. Maybe if it's fair, it is a fair ball and a home run for Stanley. Right in the corner at the foul pole. Home run number 1 for Mickey. Here comes Rodriguez to score. Stanley right behind him. And the Tigers add 2 to their total and now lead it 5-0 over the Boston Red Sox. That ball hugged the line all the way and just cleared the barrier. And Stanley's homer sends a free case of Superior Potato Chips to Christ Child House. Remember, Superior Potato Chips contain no additives or preservatives. Superior Potato Chips are a completely natural food. That blow drives the pitcher Cleveland from the mound. Don Zimmer's out there now. He's taking the ball away from Reggie Cleveland. And we'll have a new pitcher for the Boston Red Sox. It'll be the left-hander Bill Lee, I presume, because he was the only man warming up out there in the bullpen. So walk to Rodriguez in the 7th inning. And then Stanley follows with the second Tiger home run of the ball game, the 15th in the Tigers season. And we wait for the incoming Mr. Bill Lee. Oh, we're getting the rundown now on Cleveland. He went 6 innings and pitched to 2 batters. He allowed 5 runs on 8 hits. He gave up 2 walks and didn't strike out anybody. And the big cheer is for the left-hander Bill Lee. So let's all cheer back home for Paul Carey.
All right. Well, Lee coming on for the second time this season. He appeared in the ball game here on Monday. Did a good job in relief, working just 2/3 of an inning and allowed 1 hit. Walked a couple, struck out a man, but he was kind of satisfied. He had not been used as yet by Boston manager Don Zimmer. There's been a lot of talk here in Boston, some of it, they say, created by the newspaper people, of a division between Lee and his manager Zimmer. And there was talk all through the winter that Zimmer was not planning to use Lee as a starting pitcher, and Lee felt that he could be a starting pitcher. He was, as you know, kind of a spot starter after having suffered a shoulder injury in May of last year. Bill came back a little quicker than most people felt, and they started bringing him back out of the bullpen. And now he's pretty much been relegated to a bullpen role, although he feels that he should be a starting pitcher. Well, earlier I had commented that Mickey Stanley doesn't pull right-handed pitchers very well. He sure pulled one by Reggie Cleveland, who hung one up around the letters, and Mickey tomahawked that one up into the screen just there, probably by about 3 feet, and just above the wall, but it caught the netting up there. And it's enough to give the Tigers a solid 5-0 lead at this point. Dave Rozema doing a beautiful job of pitching this afternoon, allowing just 2 hits. Well, Lee is ready to go to work. The Red Sox, of course, know the Tigers are loaded with left-hand batters, so they're bringing in the left-hander here. Here's Tito Fuentes switching around to the other side. Ernie?
Tito, batting left-handed at 1 for 3. He's up there right-handed now. And Bill Lee, the big left-handed deals. Tito takes the strike call. Nothing. Tigers in the lead. We're in the 7th inning at Fenway Park in Boston. Little chopper hit on the ground down past third base. He reached out on a breaking ball. Tigers have 5 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. Boston, no runs, 2 hits, and they've made 1 error. Here's the windup by Bill Lee. The pitch on the way. Fuentes takes a ball low. It's out of a changeup. Fuentes hits with more power right-handed. Here's the windup. Lee pitches. It's in the dirt. However, he can hit to all fields either way. Great John McGraw used to say no man's a major league hitter until he knows how to hit to the opposite field. Out there, a lot of ball players who can't do that. They have to pull everything or try to. There's a line drive hit toward Scott. It bounces off his foot on one hop, and Fuentes is safe at first base. We'll wait for the score on that one. Scotty didn't play it too well, and it will be scored as a single. Oh, they're booing Scott, and I think they're also booing the official scorer. Rusty Staub, left-hand batter at the plate now. Bill Lee will keep an eye on the man at first base, Fuentes. He's got that left-hand move over there. Staub is without a hit. Hit into a double play, fly to right, and was safe on the error by Denny Doyle, the second baseman. He takes a wide curve, low and outside. The ball went on Rusty. Tigers lead 5-0, 7th inning. Here's the move to first, and Fuentes back in time. Not getting much of a lead right now. Scott's holding on the bag with him. Here's a ball outside. 2-0, the count on Rusty Staub. Ben Oglivie will follow, and then it'll be Jason Thompson. We're in the middle of that left-hand hitting portion of the lineup now. Bounding ball fouled it down and just past the Boston dugout. So Lee gets a new baseball to work with. Anything later from Yankee Stadium, the Yankees are batting in the 6th inning and trailing 3-1 behind Toronto. That's the last report we had from New York, the only other game today. Here's a curve over for a strike. Rusty took it. It caught the outside corner. 2-2 the count on him. Lee likes to kid around a lot, but the Boston players say that once he gets on the mound, he's quite a competitor. Now the pitch. Swing and a high pop-up out towards second base. Doyle has backed up. He's under it on the grass, and center makes the catch. One down and one on, and here's Oglivie.
Oglivie. Oglivie.
Tigers with 9 hits. They've had 2 in 4 different innings. They had 1 in the first inning, and they didn't have any in the 5th, the only inning in which they failed to hit. The starter, Cleveland, out of the ball game. Bill Lee in relief. There's a fastball over but low to Ben. Ball 1, the count on him. Lee right now not paying much attention to Fuentes. Well, Tito's not getting very much of a lead anyway. Now he edges off a little farther. Lee looks over there, head bob. Now the pitch is a strike called. Outfield straight away on Ben. Lee kicks and deals. Here's a bounding ball to first. It's a fair ball in the corner. Chased down now by Dewey Evans. Fuentes going for third is the throw to second, and Oglivie is in with a 2-bagger. Holding at third is Fuentes. And the Tigers trying to add to their 5-0 lead here in the 7th inning. That's a sharp ground double inside the bag at first base, past Scott. Second hit for Oglivie today.
Jason Thompson.
Looked like nothing but octopi out there in the box seats down the right field court. When that ball comes off the wall, all these arms are flailing for it. I don't know how Nestor could have told whether one of those arms touched that ball or not.
Infield pulled in tight now on Jason. He's had a home run and an RBI single. 2 for 3 and driven in a couple of runs. Takes a big bending curve. It's low and outside. Ball 1 on Thompson. Fuentes on third. Oglivie at second. Lee is stalking off the mound now. Says something to Burleson, his shortstop. Now picks up the rosin bag, and Thompson steps out of the batter's box. Tigers lead them 5-0. Chance to get some more. There's a curve high and away. New York got a couple of runs in the 6th inning. They've tied Toronto now 3-3. Toronto batting in the 7th. Here's the windup and the pitch. Here's a big bender across. 2-1, the count on Jason. He'll be followed by left fielder Steve Kemp. Here's the pitch. He backs him off with a fastball that missed the inside corner. 3-1 on Thompson. Nobody throwing in the Boston bullpen right now. Lee has relieved Cleveland here in the 7th. Now the left-hander winds, pitches. There's a bounding ball. It's through for a base hit. Fuentes will score. Here comes Oglivie rounding third. He's coming home. The Tigers add to their lead and now lead it 7-0. Oh, Thompson drives in 2 more. That's 4 RBIs in this game. And the fact that Boston had pulled in their infield there cost them a couple of runs. That would have been an ordinary ground ball if the infield had been back. Man on first. 1 man down. 7-0. Detroit leading. Oh, Lee's been touched for 2 singles and a double since he took over. Steve Kemp with 1 hit in 3 turns now faces Bill Lee. The Tigers have tallied 4 times in this inning. Here's a wide curve from the Boston reliever. Set by Lee, the pitch. He swings and fouls it away. Upstairs to the left of the plate. Thompson's been the big gun. 4 RBIs and a home run. 3 hits. Fuentes with a couple of hits. May with a couple of hits. Oglivie with 2 hits. Swing, line drive, base hit by Kemp into left center field. Miller goes over to cut it off. Does a good job cutting it off. On the third now goes Thompson on a very long single by Kemp. Oh, the Tigers are tattooing the spaceman Bill Lee. Now there's a little stirring out in the Boston bullpen. May will be the batter with one out and runners at first and third.
Tom Murphy again, Ernie.
Murphy was up a little bit earlier. Now throwing once again. Here's May with a walk and 2 singles to his credit. 7 runs on 12 hits for the Tigers. Boston, no runs on 2 hits. Once again, a left-hander against the left-hander. May swings at the bounding ball to short. Burleson has it over to Doyle for 1. Relay to first to Scott. It is a double play to end the inning. However, the Tigers do big damage. They get 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We go to the last half of the 7th in Boston. It's the Tigers 7, the Red Sox nothing. Dave Rozema working on a 7-0 lead now, pitching to the Boston club in the 7th inning. It'll be Yastrzemski, Scott, and Carlton Fisk, the first 3 scheduled batters. Made a report from New York. Toronto did not score in the 7th inning. The Yankees are batting in the last half of the 7th. That game is tied 3-3, and Hartenstein has come on now to pitch for Toronto against the Yankees in the last half of the 7th inning.
Number 8.
Here's Carl Yastrzemski, who has been stapled an error by Thompson and bounced out to Thompson. 0 for 2 against the 20-year-old right-hander from Grand Rapids, Dave Rozema. Rozema has allowed the Red Sox 2 hits, a single by Scott and a double by Burleson. The wind-up and the pitch. He takes very wide for a ball. Yes, leaning and waiting. Looks at a strike. That was the slider across 1-1. The only Boston threat so far came in the 2nd. Yastrzemski reached first on the error by Thompson, went to 2nd on a single by Scott. Then Rozema got him out. Now he winds and pitches. Yastrzemski swings and misses on the changeup. Reaching for an outside delivery. 1-2. Fitz had 1 threat. Burleson has hit a double, and he's been the only runner. That double came in the 3rd with 1 out. Waiting on a 1-2 delivery. He swings and it's a little number past the mound. Veryzer has it, so the first got him by a step and a half. That's the 12th straight Red Sox batter to go down. Tiger outfielders have caught only 1 fly ball today. That was Mickey Stanley took care of the fly off the bat of Miller for the 3rd out of the 5th inning. Here's George Scott at the plate. The Boomer had a hit in the 2nd inning and bounced out first to pitcher covering the next time. Takes a slider across, strike 1. 7-0. The Tigers lead the Red Sox in the 7th inning. Rozema into the windup, delivers. It's a let up wide. Low and away. 1-1 on Scott. Tigers coming home after this game. They'll open up a homestand tomorrow against the Baltimore. Dave Roberts and Jim Palmer at 1:30. Line shot to left. It's foul. Hit that ball very hard, but he pulled it foul about 3 feet. 1 ball, 2 strike count on George Scott. Saturday it will be Tiger Day at Tiger Stadium. Bob Sykes against Ross Grimsley. Sunday will be Autograph Day. And the doubleheader with the Tigers and the Orioles beginning at 1:30. Scott swings, fly ball to left. Here comes Kemp over, can't get it. It's between him and Stanley. Stanley picks it up. Scott going for 2nd. Here's the throw to Fuentes, and he is safe at 2nd base. Stanley's throw came to the right field side a little bit. Fuentes grabbed it and made a diving effort to tag Scott, but George beat him there for a 2-base hit. It'll be the 3rd hit off Rozema. Carlton Fisk will be the batter. So Scott has 2 of the 3 hits, and the other one belongs to Burleson. Tigers lead 7-0 over the Red Sox. Here is Fisk. He has bounced into a force out on a bunt. May to Rodriguez, catcher to the third baseman. And he struck out. Rosie delivers. It is a strike on the outside corner. Rozema has racked up 4 strikeouts. Warm, humid, with a windy day in Boston. Fisk swings, bounding ball. Good stop by Rodriguez. Throw to first to Thompson. Got him. And holding at second is Scott. That ball was hit like a shot on one hop. Rodriguez reacted very quickly and gloved it. Then fired over to first. Here's Evans at the plate. Dwight has struck out and grounded to Rodriguez at third. Fuentes is pulling to his right over near second base. And the outfield will be playing toward left field. Rozema sets and pitches. It's a foul out of play. Fooled him with a changeup pitch. Tigers got one in the second, one in the fourth, one in the sixth, and then they ripped in with 4 runs in the 7th inning. Scott at second, 2 down in the 7th for the Red Sox. Evans waits on Rozema's pitch. Here it is. It's a ball in too close, fastball. 1-1, the count on Dwight Evans. After the Tiger-Orioles series, the Chicago White Sox come in. And then the Tigers are on the road once again. Evans swings a ground foul. It's down past the third base coach, Ed Yost. 1-2. That's the count on him. Don't forget that Sandlot benefit exhibition game, the Tigers and the Reds, Thursday, April the 28th at Tiger Stadium at 7 o'clock. There's a high fly ball lifted into short left center. Stanley coming in. Kemp is there, and it's Stanley to glove it for the out. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left. At the end of 7, it's the Tigers 7, Boston nothing.
Now let's take a break from the baseball game and look at the WJR Weather Center forecast. Showers will develop late this afternoon. The WJR Weather Center forecast from John McMurray for Greater Detroit. Through this evening, it'll be cloudy with showers and thunder showers developing this afternoon and then continuing intermittently this evening. The high temperature this afternoon between 82 and 85 degrees. The low temperature overnight somewhere in the mid-40s. Then for tomorrow, Friday, we can expect decreasing cloudiness through the day. It'll be cool but pleasant. The high temperature tomorrow between 64 and 68 degrees. Officially, out at Detroit Metro Airport under cloudy skies, it's 78 degrees at this hour. The relative humidity is 45%. The winds are out of the southwest at 17 miles per hour, but gusting at times to 28 miles per hour. The barometer's at 30.11 inches, and it's falling. Detroit City Airport is reporting cloudy skies and the same temperature, 78 degrees. Once again, officially in Detroit at Detroit Metro Airport, it's 78 degrees. Now back to Boston and more Tiger baseball.
In that Yankee-Toronto game, it was tied 3-3 in the last half of the 7th, and Chris Chambliss has broken that tie with a 3-run homer. And the Yankees are still batting, and they now have a 6-3 lead over the Blue Jays. Only other game this afternoon in the Major Leagues. Tigers lead 7-0 in the 8th. Here's Tommy Veryzer against the left-hander of Boston, Bill Lee. And Tommy takes a strike on the outside corner. Veryzer, Staub, and Rodriguez are the Tigers without hits so far. There's been a hit total of 12. Bounding ball, deep second base. Doyle is there. He has it over to Scott in time, and Tom's out. 1 up and 1 away. He was the only man who didn't bat for the Tigers in the 7th inning. Here's Rodriguez, who led off that 4-run 7th with a walk. And prior to that, Aurelio had flied twice to Rick Miller, the center fielder. Cleveland started. Lee relieved him in the 7th. First 5 runs came off Cleveland. Two Tiger home runs today, Thompson and Stanley. There's a long belt to left. That one might be gone for Rodriguez. And it is in the screen, a home run for Aurelio, his first of the season. And it is 8-0 favor of Detroit. Coming around third and headed home, the happy Mexican Aurelio Rodriguez. And his home run sends a free case of Superior potato chips to Cristo Rey Community Center of Lansing. Remember, Superior potato chips contain no additives or preservatives. Superior potato chips are a completely natural food. 8-0 Tigers. Here's Mickey Stanley, and he swings at the line drive to center field for a single. Fielded by Miller, and Mickey makes a turn and holds at first base. Oh, the Tiger bats are booming. And now let's take a little station break. We'll pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
J.P. McCarthy spread some springtime sunshine from the morning music hall. Be sure to join him from 6 till 10 tomorrow morning. A tradition you've come to expect here on WJR Detroit.
Tito Fuentes batting right-handed takes the ball low, ball 1 from Bill Lee. Tigers now have accumulated 14 hits in this game. Bounding ball to third, a glove by Hobson, throw to Doyle, 1, relay to Scott, it is a double play. And the Tigers are retired, but they get another run in the 8th inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the last half of the 8th. It is Detroit 8, Boston nothing.
We welcome Labatt's as sponsors of Detroit Tigers baseball this season. Labatt's are brewers of Labatt's Blue, brewed in Canada, and Canada's largest selling beer. Labatt's will be with the Tigers every game this year, so join us and root the Tigers to that pennant. Labatt's Blue and the Tigers. A great team, a great beer. Call for Labatt's Blue. Baseball has become an American tradition. It's a sport where the people and the players can come together at the ballpark and have a great time. Nobody has to tell anybody in this town that Detroit is the greatest baseball town in the world, with the world's greatest fans. So follow the Tigers as this exciting team stalks the American League flag and fixes their gaze on the series in October. Brought to you by Labatt's, brewers of Labatt's Blue, brewed in Canada by Labatt's Breweries, London, Ontario, and Canada's largest selling beer.
Dave Rozema working on an 8-0 lead now with Boston coming to bat in the 8th inning. Rosie has allowed 3 hits, a double by Burleson, a double by Scott, and a single by Scott. He struck out 4. Here's Hobson. Hobson is bounced to short for 4th out. That he was the last man to stand for Boston. That was back in the 5th inning. Right-hand batting third baseman, Butch Hobson, Hobson. Outfield to left on him, the infield back. We're in the 8th inning. And he takes the ball low from Dave Rozema. Rozema trying to get his first big league victory. Third appearance for him. He had a couple of starts, one in Toronto, one in Kansas City. Bounding ball to short. Veryzer has it. Here's the throw to Thompson. Got him by several steps. And there's one up and one away. Rick Miller will be the batter. That's the 7th chance for Veryzer out there. Oh, is that 7-3 the Yankees? Yankees lead 7-3 now over Toronto at the end of 7. Featuring that 3-run homer by Chambliss. In the 7th inning, Miller runs up the bunt and takes the pitch outside. 8 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error for the Tigers. The Bostons have no runs and 3 hits, and they've made 1 error. Rodriguez wide of the bag, but into the grass at third. And Rozema winds and pitches. Here's a fly ball at the center field. Coming over his stand to the glove side, puts it away. And that's the second time it's been Grand Rapids to Grand Rapids. Here's the top of the batting order now, Rick Burleson. 2 down in the Boston eighth. Kemp and Oglivie have not caught a fly ball yet. Mickey Stanley's had 3. Burleson with a bounce back to the pitcher, a double and the ground out to first base. Swings, there's a fly out toward Oglivie. Got his first chance. He backs up a little bit. He makes the catch, and the side out 1-2-3 in the Boston eighth. Here comes the ninth inning. Tigers move in the bat. Detroit 8, Boston nothing.
I got a story to tell. I'm ashamed to say about a car that drank too much. Like a bar hopping chump who went from pump to pump, guzzling gas and such. The way that car was drinking gas, should have bought it in whiskey jugs. That was before I saw the light and bought a box of Champion Slugs. Fill her up, fill her up, fill her up with Champion. Pull out the old, plug in the new, fill her up with Champions. And I'm not one for bragging, since I filled her up with Champion Plugs. That car's been on the wagon.
Radio 76 presents a total compilation of the day's events every evening at 6. News, sports, weather at large, automotive and business developments. It's all here for you on the Goodwill Station.
Well, we just had a little teaser here in the press box. Bill Crowley, the Director of Public Relations, has just announced to the press and radio that 15 minutes after the game is over, there will be a major announcement in the press room. We presume that the announcement will be coming from the Red Sox, since Mr. Crowley represents the Red Sox. Here's Rusty Staub leading off, and it's a strike called. Tigers lead 8-0 in the ninth inning. Lee delivers. Rusty hits a bounding ball up the middle, deep. Goes Doyle at second. Long throw to Scott. He got him. A good play. Taking a hit away from Staub and stopping his hitting streak. Oglivie will be the next Tiger to bat. Ben's had a single and a double in 4 turns at the bat. He bounced out the middle 2 trips. Lee pitches. It's a low outside fastball. Tigers 8, the Red Sox nothing in the ninth inning. Tigers trying to get out of here by evening the series. Here's a curve over. Lee chipped off the corner. 1-1. Shadow cutting across right at the plate now. Most of the field is in the sunshine, though. Bounding ball to first. Scott gloves it. Makes the play unassisted. Oglivie is out. 2 down in the Tiger ninth. And here comes the hitting hero in the Tiger cause. There have been quite a few of them. But one of the leaders is Jason Thompson. After he bounced to second base, he homered and then hit 2 singles. He's driven in 4 runs with his 3 hits. Swings and fouls it away. That was sort of a tantalizing curve that had him fishing. Stanley has 2 hits, Fuentes 2, Oglivie 2, Thompson 3, Kemp 2, May 2, and Rodriguez 1. Home runs by Rodriguez, Stanley, and Thompson. Tigers ahead, 8-0 in the ninth inning. Change-up pitch. Very high. 1-1, the count on Jason.
Tim Morgan. Strawberry Jane at 1-2.
Now they wind up in the pitch. He swings and fouls it up above it. One ball, 2 strikes on Jason Thompson. He'll be followed by Kemp. 2 down to the ninth inning. Tigers ahead, 8-0. Bill Lee in relief of Cleveland pitches. Fastball popped in the air, short left field. Yastrzemski is there waiting, and it is in his glove to retire the side. Nothing across for Detroit. The Red Sox come to bat in the last half of the ninth inning. The Tigers 8, the Red Sox nothing. Well, young Mr. Rozema now 3 outs away from his first Major League victory. He has blanked the Bostons with only 3 hits, 8-0. Denny Doyle, Jim Rice, and Carl Yastrzemski, the first 3 scheduled batters against the young right-hander here in the ninth inning.
Number 5.
Doyle is bounced to short, struck out, and grounded to second base against Dave.
Second base, Doyle.
Yankees have made a pitching change. Toronto batting in the 8th inning. Yankees leading 7-3, and Kidrow's come in to pitch for the Yanks. Here's the windup and the pitch. He takes a strike. Denny Doyle looked at the fastball. Now Rozema has his sign, goes into action. Here's a line shot into left center field. It'll be in for a base hit. Stanley comes over to field it, and Doyle has a leadoff single in the ninth. That is the 4th hit. There have been 2 singles and 2 doubles off Rozema. Jim Rice will bat next for the Red Sox. Jim has bounced out 3 times to Tommy Veryzer. Infield and double play depth on him. Tigers lead 8-0, ninth inning. Red Sox at bat with a man on and nobody down. Outfield to left, the first baseman Thompson not playing on the bag. Ground ball to Rodriguez. Maybe 2. Throw to Fuentes. 1. Relay to Thompson. Double play by the Tigers. That gets that man off the base. Rozema clapping his hands and yelling to his teammates as he comes off the mound to get that ball from Rodriguez. And here's Carl Yastrzemski with 2 out in the ninth inning. Tigers lead 8-0.
Here's today's attendance. 24,892. 24892. It'll be Wise against Springer tomorrow afternoon.
Here's the windup by Rozema. Carl waiting, and the pitch is outside. Well, the paid attendance today, 24,892. Paul Carey said it was about 25,000. I'd say you were a pretty good guesser. Windup by Rosie. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. 1-1 on Yastrzemski. Yaz has been safe on the narrow by Thompson. He's bounced to Thompson. He's grounded to Veryzer. Left-hand batter digging in to wait on a 1-1 delivery now from the young right-hander. Here's a cut and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rozema stepping off the mound, rubbing up the ball. 8-0, the Tigers lead. 2 out in the ninth inning. Yastrzemski waiting on the next delivery. Here it comes. He takes the ball outside. He fed him a fastball. 2-2 the count on Yaz. Rozema ready into the windup and the pitch. Swing and a little roller. Hit foul over toward the Tiger dugout. That one skidded off the end of the bat. 8 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error for Detroit. Boston with no runs, 4 hits, and they've made 1 error. Rozema ready. He pitches. Here's a fly ball at the right field. Should end the game. Oglivie is there waiting. Makes the catch, and Rozema gets the shutout in his first Major League victory. Congratulations from all the Tigers, as Rozema pitches an excellent game, and the Tigers show some hitting power to get an even split in the 4-game series. In the ninth inning for the Red Sox, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. And the final score, the Tigers 8 and Boston nothing.